I had the pleasure of sitting down with Matt Newman, the designer of Arkham Horror, the card game, for a playthrough of Forgotten Age investigators looking into Return of the Night of the Zealot scenarios.
That's a pretty unique experience.
It's one of the coolest things. So we're trying a new format with this one where as we're playing, I'm asking Matt questions about Arkham and just kind of the design philosophy in general of what's going on. So we each chose a Forgotten Age investigator. We'll get to show you all of those. And then we're running through the first scenario offered in Return to the Night of the Zealot, which is a crazy expansion. It's an upgrade expansion.
It's revisiting the original, right? Is that the core set or the Dunwich one?
It's a core set. So it takes the original scenarios in the core set and it adds and swaps out encounter cards and makes them different. Not necessarily harder,
I was
but
gonna say,
different.
it's not just harder, it's like a new theme.
Yeah.
It's like the creepy thing that was happening is a different creepy thing.
It's so cool. It's also the first look at the box itself and kind of the understanding, I didn't realize this, that it holds essentially kind of a perfect cycle's worth of scenarios.
It's very convenient.
It is very convenient.
So, of course, there's a ton of different products coming out for Arkham now. You have packs, you have novellas, you have the upgrade kit, which is a supplement, you have the print-on-demand things, and you also are missing one here.
The novellas.
Oh, and the deluxe expansions.
And the deluxe.
I already said the novellas. If you want all those, you don't want to have to worry about keeping up with releases, having to track down products, sold out or not sold out. We have a subscription for all of that, so be sure to check out the Arkham subscriptions.
Thank you guys so much. Enjoy this journey through Return to the Night of the Zealot with Matt and I. Hello everyone, we are here with Matt Newman, designer and developer of Arkham Horror, the card game, one of our favorite people as well. I don't know if we've ever told you that, but now you know. And we're going to be doing a very special thing here with Arkham. We're basically looking at Return to the Night of the Zealot, which is a new product coming down the line. It's like an upgrade expansion. Yep. Get to see that. I get to see that for the first time. We're going to be playing investigators from the Forgotten Age expansion, and that's going to kick off the new cycle. And as of this recording, at least, it's just about to release. So this one's on the edge. And we're also going to be having a bit of a back and forth, a little interview style session while we're actually playing the game. So I hope it all works out. It's kind of the first time that we've done this. So,
I hope it does too.
We'll check it out. First things first, let's talk through Return of the Night of the Zealot and kind of what it has done to this scenario, because we're actually upgrading those original scenarios from the OG, right? From the core set?
Right, from the core set. Yeah.
I'm going to pick this up and actually
go for it.
Mess with it here for a second. Here. Pass it over and old Steven.
Yeah, so this expansion is meant to upgrade the 3 scenarios from the original core set of Arkham Horror, the card game. So you can play through, it's the same 3 scenarios, it's not like new scenarios or anything, but each of the scenarios has been tweaked and updated with some new content. And it also comes in this very nice storage box.
This is a nice storage box. This thing is sweet.
Yep. And it's got dividers, which we can hold up for the camera, for all of the encounter sets that are used in the core set.
Do you know the idea on this? Is this going to be like a common thing?
We'll see.
That'd be awesome.
It would be awesome.
And so basically this is a way to kind of take the cards that we already have and quite literally just refresh them and give us a new experience to play through using a lot of the stuff that we already have in the core set or other expansions.
Right, so some of the cards are swapped out for new cards. Some of the cards are just added to the original scenarios. And none of the narrative has really been changed, although some of the cards put a new twist on things.
Now it reminds me of the Nightmare decks from Lord of the Rings, but are these strictly harder than the original scenarios?
So they're a little bit harder, just because there's some new content that you're not going to be like fully aware of just yet. And these are designed more to be replayable. So not being able to predict what the encounter deck's going to throw at you makes it a little bit harder. But the goal is not to make it like a nightmare level of difficulty, because the game already has difficulty modes built into the game.
Right.
Yeah, so it is a little bit harder, especially I think maybe this first scenario is more harder than normal because this was designed as a tutorial scenario, and this is kind of like now it's a real scenario. But no, it's not meant to be like a crazy nightmare level difficulty.
So we basically went through there, and I can actually literally read from here. You're performing the setup as indicated in the Night of the Zealot campaign guide with the following exceptions. When gathering encounter sets, also gather encounter sets for Return of the Gathering shown here. And I see a little swapperoo for like this symbol for that symbol.
So we swapped out the original Ghouls encounter set with a new Ghouls encounter set that's called Ghouls of Umordoth.
Nice. And then another point here, remove Act 1A trapped and replace it with a new act, Mysterious Gateway.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So this act is new.
So we just swap it out there.
Yeah.
Totally great. Now on the other end of this, we have a slew of new investigators here in front of us. And before we kind of get into their stories a little bit, I'd like to know what your pitch for Forgotten Age is, how you're kind of approaching the mythos of this setting.
Yeah. So like I've said before in our past interview with Carcosa, I really want to make each campaign feel very distinct and different from one another. So for this campaign, it's a very kind of high adventure,
nice,
very expedition kind of feel, sort of like Indiana Jones, but really scary. Right?
Nice, yeah.
And there's a lot of good Lovecraft stories that deal with that same kind of theme of like finding ancient civilizations and learning about what happened on Earth before humanity was ever present.
Wow.
And that's kind of what this box explores.
And so we might not like what we find.
You probably won't.
I have a sense. So we have 5 investigators that are going to be making the journey to the Forgotten Age setting, and then we also can, of course, bring any number of investigators from all the past expansions into this as well. But tell us a little bit about the 5 personalities that you find here. Just give me a quick rundown of each.
So first off, we got Leo Anderson. He's the expedition leader. He's a guardian who's really good at getting allies out into play as the leader. So he's got a leadership role. And he's also good at, well, he's good at pretty much anything but running away. He's not a person who runs away from things. He confronts his problems head on.
Yeah, he definitely looks old and grizzled. You know?
Yeah,
he's got that kind
grizzled.
of determination about him.
Yeah, yeah. And then we got Finn Edwards. Finn Edwards is a slippery rogue who's really good at investigating, and he's really good at evading.
Nice.
Not so good at resisting what the encounter deck is throwing at him in terms of like treachery cards and stuff. So he's got 1 willpower.
He's got 1 willpower, the classic rogue gambit there.
Right, yep. Then we got Father Mateo. Father Mateo is what I call a luck mitigator.
Nice.
He's got this once per game ability. He's got this like miracle play ability where once per game he can change the auto fail token to the best token, the Elder Sign token. But aside from that, he's a pretty well-rounded character who can handle a lot of different things.
That's really cool. And he's got the seal ability, right?
Right. Yeah.
So, how does that work?
So he's got some cards, his signature card in particular, that can seal tokens from the bag onto it.
Okay.
And then they're not in the bag anymore.
Yeah.
So that completely alters the probability of skill tests. And then there's a few more cards in this deck that also do that, but they're not specific to Father Mateo.
Okay. So basically you can take a token from the bag, put it on that card, it stays there until the cards or text tell us otherwise.
Yep.
Okay,
yep.
Great.
And we got Ursula Downs, the Explorer. She's really good at, well, exploring. Exploring.
She's got that seeker magic, so she's probably going to be very good at investigating.
She's good at investigating, she's good at movement, and she's good at evading. So she's also slippery like Finn is. She's able to get out from danger, and that makes her a really good candidate for like seeking out new locations to find. Yeah. Which is a major mechanic in the Forgotten Age.
Excellent. And then finally, we have probably the weirdest investigator in this in this setting.
You don't have to say probably.
Calvin Wright. So I see a lot of zeros on his stat line, and that usually means that something's going on.
Yes.
So is he just awful?
No. In fact, quite the opposite. Calvin just gets stronger the worse things are for him. So the more damage on him, the more physically tough and fast he gets. The more horror on him, the more mentally acute and aware he becomes. So he starts off with zeros in all stats, but for a survivor, that's not actually that bad. He has a lot of tools in this deck for dealing with failed skill tests, or turning a failed skill test into a successful skill test, or just bumping his stats up like super high really quickly. Yeah. And then of course, once he's taken some damage in horror, he actually becomes pretty beast mode. So
he's a really great at suffering.
Yes.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's always good to have in a game of Arkham, for sure. So let's just pick some, shall we?
Yeah.
I think that so the obvious choices to me are Ursula Downs. She's going to just give us the fundamentals that we need, right?
Sure.
Explore, investigate, evade enemies.
Yeah. The only thing she's not really good at is fighting, but she's got a couple tools in here to deal with enemies, so.
And so as kind of vanilla as it is, I think I'm going to go that direction, especially because I'm pretty certain that Robert is watching, and he freaked out whenever this card was spoiled, Ursula, because it's everything he loves, movement and investigation. So I will take that in honor of him.
Cool. And I will be Father Mateo, I think.
All right.
Because that'll cover kind of all of our bases, and if an enemy comes out before I have my combat spells, I can just run away.
I'm guessing you mean shriveling, unless we get new ones. Do we get new combat spells?
Not in this deck. This deck's got shriveling.
All right, so we got Ursula. I'll just let's just shuffle it up and see. We need a random weakness. Or
I already got one in there.
Yeah. Okay.
So I took the liberty of building these decks after I knew that we were going to do this.
Oh, great.
I make absolutely no guarantees about their quality since I built them all, really quickly.
Not that you need to, of course.
Yeah. There are some experience points in these decks. Not a lot, but just enough to showcase some cool card interactions.
And I guess I should let everybody know at home that Robert is the head of operations at Covenant. In case you're like, Robert? Who's that?
Who's Robert?
Who's Robert? I've never met a Robert. So we've got a study, we've got a guest hall, we've got a bathroom, we've got a bedroom, no big deal.
And so we're going to start off in the study, just like normal. If you're familiar with The Gathering, in the original scenario, you start off trapped in the study with no way out.
It's just been so long since I played it. That's why I'm kind of excited to revisit it in a fresh environment.
So the big difference here is you can see we're not trapped. We actually have a connection icon down here. We can move into the guest hall. And the art is actually different. We can compare if we want. Oh, I don't actually have the other version of the study here.
Let me tell you too, I don't know if this is just because I'm using those little, those clear card sleeves that do kind of mute things every now and again, but the art on these little mini cards looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
Ah, man, it just brings me right in there. Anyway, as you were, sorry, I got distracted.
No worries.
The game is beautiful.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, the art is a little different. We can see that there's an open doorway here now, so we can actually leave, and we can read the flavor says, you've been investigating the strange events occurring in Arkham for several months now. Your desk is covered in newspaper articles, police reports, and witness accounts. And if you remember, the story of this scenario is that we're investigating these weird animal attacks.
Okay.
Yeah.
We came all the way from the ruins to come and check this out, yeah?
No, we didn't do that yet. That's later. That's later. So there's 2 clues here, one for each of us. It has an action. Oh, do you want to be the lead investigator?
Oh, no, please, go for it. Yeah, you'll be able to clarify.
Oh, I'm the lead investigator?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, does that mean you read all the stuff?
Oh, no, the lead investigator just makes choices for the group.
In our group, it means you read all the stuff.
I mean, it probably
go
means
for
that too. All right, so action, you're going to regret this. Action, draw 3 cards. Only the lead investigator can activate this ability.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right,
Father
I get the cards.
some...
It's my house. Yeah.
That's right.
Forced, this is new. When an enemy attempts to spawn at a location that is not in play, put that location into play and spawn that enemy there.
Okay, so no freebies.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The door to your study has vanished, leaving in its wake a gateway to another part of your house.
All right, well, of course, we should make sure everybody knows that we are playing something that is you may not have seen before, so if you want to play through it fresh and not get it spoiled for you, you can now exit the video, and you've got a taste of the Return of the Night of Zealot and the Forgotten Age, and you should grab those, but we do hope that you'll stick with us and enjoy the show. Do we need to read these acts and agendas, or are they the same?
The agenda is the same, so we can go ahead and skip that because I think most people will be familiar with it by now, but the act is new. As you leave to investigate, the door to your study vanishes before your eyes, leaving behind a strange gateway to another part of your house. There must be a reason why this is happening. Objective: only investigators in the guest hall may spend the requisite number of clues as a group to advance, and the requisite number of clues is 6.
Okay. 6 clues, get to the guest hall, advance the act.
Right.
Okay.
So
Get
I'm
to the
going
chopper
to
situation.
mulligan.
Classic.
Mulligan that and that. And
You're gonna have to catch me on a bunch of
there we go.
rules too.
Perfect. That's fine.
If
I see you messing up,
we play a little fast and loose. A little fast and loose. Ooh, okay, this is good. Yeah. You know, this is actually not that great.
Oh, and 5 resources.
All right. I'm gonna ditch these 2, and we just set them aside in this one, yeah.
Yep. Set them aside, redraw, and then shuffle them back in.
And if it's a weakness or it's a treachery card,
you just do that again. Yeah.
Setting
Set
aside.
aside, shuffle it, draw back in.
Play too many of these card games.
And they all have different mulligan rules.
Why is that? Because I feel like that selective mulligan is so much better. Where it's like, you can just set aside and...
For this game, because we had a smaller deck size and only 2 copies of every card in your deck, I wanted you to kind of reliably be able to draw into a few of your like core assets.
Yeah.
You know, like
things
I wanted the Guardians to be able to start with some guns and not guaranteed, of course, but you know, higher probability.
Certainly not guaranteed, I can assure you from all of my experience.
Yeah, you always shuffle them to the bottom.
That lightning gun on the bottom 2 every time.
Yeah.
Yes, great. All right, lead investigator. You want to kick it off?
Sure. Yeah, I can start. So remember when I said that I needed a combat spell? I found it.
Oh, you got shriveling already?
Yeah, shriveling.
Yeah.
So that's 3 costs, 4 charges, and then for my second action, I will play a Holy Rosary. So that I'm also better at using my spells.
So much theme going on that side of the board. Rosary and a shriveling. Why don't you explore?
One of these things is not like the other.
Why don't you, why don't you go see about that guest hall?
Yeah. You can investigate super well, so I'll leave you to it. Although you're also good at moving. But here we go.
That's all right. We'll send you into the lions down there.
Somehow you've ended up in a completely different part of your house.
Really?
Over, and it says, investigators in this location cannot take draw actions.
Oh, well, good for us.
Flavor text, how did you end up here?
Okay, so we can't draw, there's no clues, and it's a Shroud of 1. That's not a big deal.
Nope.
That could have been way worse. Okay, well, let's start on my side of things then. Shall we?
Why don't we read the flavor for these other 2 rooms too, so that we kind of know, because you can read the flavor on the unrevealed side. The bathroom says, as you approach the bathroom door, the weight of the putrid, unnatural air causes you to gag.
Okay, gross.
My house, remember?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's gross. Bedroom, a shadow dances across the floor beneath the bedroom door as you approach.
Okay. You know what? I realized that I really haven't been appreciating how the flavor text could give me hints as to what's going on in the other rooms.
Sometimes it's a hint that actually has a mechanical impact, and other times it's just for fun.
I feel like you do that very much just for my specific instance of confusion.
Yeah.
Let's start with Dr. Ellie. I just want to see this.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's see this. All right, so after she enters play, search the top 9 cards for a relic and attach it to her, and then shuffle my deck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
now that we're on
6,
camera, you're not
7,
going to get one.
8, 9. Oh, there's going to be so many relics. I'm going to check them all. Item. There's a relic.
Ooh.
Ooh, there's a relic.
Ooh. Multiple relics.
I've got them all. Ooh, and my weakness was right after the right next card. Okay, let's do that. When you're, oh yeah. Yes, of course. Look at this.
Huh. What do you know?
Each relic does not take any slots. So she just comes in and grabs a grotesque statue. Yeah, perfect.
That's right. Ursula has access to grotesque statue.
That's so good. Man, that's so good.
It is very good.
Look at that.
Oh, you got some charges on there, right?
Yeah, let's get 4 charges on there.
Yeah.
So tell me, Matt, what is it about this particular mythos that we should look forward to? I understand that it's kind of an Aztec-themed experience. What does that mean to you as a designer? Like, what makes something Aztec?
It's kind of a hard question. I'm not really sure if that was part of... So, like, I think the mystery of it, because we only have so much information about, you know, their, like, Aztec history and Aztec culture. And since, you know, because of what happened to the Aztec Empire, it's all something that's, you know, we can't observe today.
Right.
So that kind of plays into the mystery of the Forgotten Age. Like, what is the Forgotten Age and what are these ancient civilizations?
Makes sense. So it's not strictly kind of pulling from that alone. It's just kind of the feeling of these ruins and this kind of ancient civilization feeling.
Yeah, and the Aztec theme is sort of the backdrop for what happens in the campaign, but what happens in the campaign is not going to be entirely Aztec themed.
Excellent.
So,
what's your favorite part about it?
It's hard to say without spoiling anything.
Yeah, it's tough. I know, it's really tough.
I think there's some really neat characters that are going to show up. There's a lot more dialogue in this campaign than in previous campaigns, so I'm excited for that.
Let's take a bag moment here for a second.
Oh boy.
Second action.
Here we go.
I'm going to be investigating.
Okay.
And there's going to be a couple of things that's going to happen. I'm going to use the grotesque statue. Now, do I use that in response to revealing?
Yeah, it's before you pull the tokens out.
Okay, so before the pull token, I'll do that. And then I'm going to also pull in this skill card, deduction.
Nice.
Okay. I'm just going to one-shot this thing.
You're going to try.
So I've got 4.
You've got the statue.
And I've got the statue, so I get to reveal 2 chaos tokens instead of 1. Choose one to resolve and ignore the other. So this is almost guaranteed. Right?
Now that you've said that.
Okay, that's fine.
Is it?
Everything's fine.
All right, it is fine.
I'm not going to choose this one. So let's
I don't know, that one sounds fine.
We've got -2. I'm at a 4 plus 5. It's a Shroud of 3.
You good?
I did it.
Nice.
All right, deduction is going to fire because it just successfully investigated, getting me an extra token. And look at me. I'm already making it happen. And then last but not... see, I can't draw cards in there. That was my grand plan.
You can't draw cards here. You can draw cards here. But you can't use the double action.
I get that free action whenever I move.
It's a free investigate action.
Oh, take an investigate action.
It's got to be investigate action.
All right, well, no big deal.
So you can move here for like preparation.
Don't we want to be together? Don't you want to be together?
Do we want to be together? I mean,
I feel like every time Arkham goes bad for us, it's because we're not together.
Because we're splitting up.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like if you move here, then next turn you can move into one of these 2 locations and get your free investigate, and then I'll just split up and go the other way.
I totally agree. Let's do it. All right. There we go. Taking a move.
Sweet.
All right, so we did it. And now we usually have enemies move around, but there's no enemies.
Right.
Everything's totally fine. And now we reset everything, yeah?
Yep, so card and a resource.
Card. Our resource was there. Card is here.
Then we get a Doom. And I'm the lead investigator, so I get Dissonant Voices. I can't play assets or events this round.
Hey, that's not a problem. You played them all last turn.
Fine. Yeah.
And I get an Icy Ghoul.
Oh boy. So that guy has a spawn
cellar
effect.
Spawn.
He spawns in the
so
cellar.
we get the cellar in play.
Yeah, so
Courtesy
normally
of the
in
text.
the original scenario, he would just be a wasted card.
Yeah.
But in this situation...
Wow, that's crazy. Oh, that's so cool.
We can't go there yet, mind you.
I have no intention of going there.
Of course not.
Look at that thing. Ghoul in there. We just got victory 1, and you know how we need to get the experience. You got to get the victory points, right? Every time.
Let's do it. I've got shriveling.
Every time.
We can't get there yet, but...
Okay.
Another thing that's worth noting is in the Return to the Gathering, there's 2 cellars and 2 attics, and we picked them randomly. So we don't know which version of the cellar this is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope it's the good version.
Which version is that?
Yeah, exactly. You want to, we advance the thing, everything's done,
Yeah.
so back to actions.
Yeah,
I'm going to need you to show me things to investigate.
Well, do you want to go to one of these?
I don't necessarily want to go to the shadow room, but I know that the bathroom also smells horrible, so you've got shriveling. Why don't you go explore the shadow?
Sure.
There could be something moving around over there.
I will move into the bathroom. You want to flip that over for me? Yeah, go for it.
All right, bedroom. I'll read it for you. Ooh, and it's got a weird sign on the bed and a lot of blood. Okay, it's a Shroud of 2. It's got 2 clues on it, which you've done for me. Thank you. After you fail a skill test while investigating the bedroom, discard 1 card at random from your hand. No big deal. We won't fail. Well, because I can investigate like a boss.
Well, I've got 2 actions left. Maybe I'll just try to investigate it, and you can head this way.
But you can't fail.
Well, I can. I'll just lose a card.
Don't you fail.
All right, well, why don't I show off another new card?
Yeah, please do.
All right, let's do it. Actually, that's a bad time for me to play that new card because I can't.
Oh yeah, that's actually one of the worst times.
This is like the worst time when it would be cheating.
This must be one of my Arkham games.
All right, I'll just investigate. Can I get the bag?
You can get the bag. I didn't pull the drawstring.
That's good.
I'm sure not going to.
Thank you for not pulling the drawstring. All right, here we go. It's only 3-2, so I might fail miserably. Oh my goodness.
Or you could pull the superstar.
So the interesting thing with Mateo, he only has his once per game ability. He doesn't have like a passive ability. His other ability, really, is that he's got the best Elder Sign effect in the game, like bar none.
Well then, great.
Yeah, so I can either take an additional action this turn, or draw a card and gain a resource.
You a Netrunner player? Are you a Netrunner player? Did you play a lot of Netrunner?
Yeah.
Do you feel awesome when you take additional actions in this game?
Yes.
Does it really make you love it?
I play tested Hyperdriver in Netrunner.
There we go. Okay.
So yeah, additional actions is kind of yeah.
Totally get it.
So I'm also automatically successful. So I'll grab the clue and then do I want to take another action or actually, you know what? I feel pretty positive about my odds on the next test, so I'm going to draw a card and gain a resource.
Those are very famous last words in Arkham.
Well, what's funny is the card I drew is Perception, so now I'll commit Perception.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? I'm going to have to go to this bathroom?
The luck of the developer. I didn't stack this. And that's exactly what I needed.
To succeed?
Yeah, because I'm I'm 5 over 2, so.
Okay, good.
Oh yeah, I get to draw a card from Perception.
Hybrid clues. We're almost through this thing.
Yeah.
Who designed this anyway? This is the easiest thing I've ever done. What do you think? So is designing something that is changing a current scenario dramatically easier than a totally new scenario?
Kind of depends on the scenario. This one, out of the 3 in the Return to Night of the Zealot, this is the scenario that received the most changes. Okay. Because it was trying to take a scenario that was designed explicitly to be like the intro, the tutorial scenario, and turn it into more of like a full-fledged scenario. So it's longer, it's got more locations to explore, it's got more text on cards. So this one, I think, yeah, it was it was a little harder. The other 2, not quite as much. It's more just like, here's more content. You know?
Push it out. And that's Father Mateo's done, yeah?
Oh, yeah, I'm
done all that you can do?
Yeah. I would say in general, though, designing new scenarios is harder because it's a new narrative. Okay. And that's like half of what I do.
Yeah, it would make sense. I would think that it'd be much harder to design a brand new one. But then again, if you have like source material and you have great ideas, then it might just like flow freely. Yeah. People tell me that happens. I have never experienced it myself.
Sometimes you just get a burst of creativity.
Okay, let's start my turn with a play of some field work. Nice. As an asset. And really feel the vibe of Ursula here. Yeah. Exploring, adventuring, doing some field work. Got a friend, a curator with a grotesque statue showing me the way. What's been going on? It's my first action. My second action, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Let's do it.
I'll be right back.
It's not something you hear very often.
For my second action.
All right, so there's 2 clues here.
No baddies, please.
It's 1 shroud, so you're lucky.
Oh, yeah.
Forced, after you reveal a Skull Cultist tablet or auto-fail symbol while investigating the bathroom, lose all of your remaining actions and end your turn. Okay. The guest bathroom looks as though it hasn't been cleaned in years. A viscous green liquid fills the bathtub in the far corner of the room, and mold has grown across the walls.
Okay, so tell me this. If I grotesque statue and I draw one of those tokens, but I discard it, does it still count as having been revealed?
If you ignored it, then no.
Okay.
Only the one that you resolved counts as having been revealed.
That's good.
Yeah.
Got it. Straight from Matt. Okay, so now I have a bunch of stuff that happens, actually, with Ursula. Right. So after I move to a location, I can take an investigate action, and also after I move to a location, I can exhaust this to get +2 skill value for the next test, right? Yeah. So I'm going to do this one first. I'm going to give myself +2, and then I'm going to take a free investigate action.
Sounds great.
You sure she's not too good?
Well, you're 6 to 1, so you're probably going to succeed.
I'm not even going to work the hunch. I'm not going to work this hunch.
No, save it.
Or I'm not going to grotesque statue.
Oh, you're not going to use the statue, you mean? Yeah, I mean, just don't draw one of those symbols.
I mean, would you use the statue at this point?
Probably not. Okay. Worst case scenario, you get the clue, but you still lose your other 2 actions. It's not the end of the world.
I'm a man of worst case scenarios.
Right. I think that's like half of this game is figuring out the worst case scenario.
Not a problem. 1 shroud against my 4. I succeed.
You're 6, actually.
Yeah, it is a 6 because of my +2. All right, so we got a clue. And that was a free action, so now it's my third action, right? So first one was to play, second one was to move, so free action. Third action, we better clear this thing off, right?
Yeah, go for it.
Right? Right, we should just succeed.
I mean, we can't advance this round anyway because we have to be in the guest hall. But yeah, I mean, you might as well grab that other clue while you can, unless you have something else to play.
Or I could grab a card, build for the future. I could grab a resource. I want to do this because if my turn ends, who cares, right?
Right, yeah, it's your last action. Yeah, now's the time.
We're smarter than this. No, I'm not going to play anything. All right, so I need to succeed. I've got a 4. I'm going against a 1. Do you have people in your group that just like really explore the bag?
Yeah,
I feel like I do that all the time.
Spend a half hour drawing. I gotta get the right token.
Yeah. You seen people doing those? That's bad. Oh well, I ended my turn, but no big deal. -2, still get it.
Yeah.
I'll get the clue, and my turn ends.
Boom.
It was gonna end anyway. Scenario.
Yeah, yeah. Encounter deck.
Get it. That's right. Deck.
Which really, you're yelling at me.
Yeah, secretly. Yeah.
All right, so that's the end of the turn or the round because this enemy's not going to do anything.
Trapped in the cellar.
Right, he's just sitting there.
It's like a Home Alone movie.
This goes away, and we each get a card and a resource.
Great.
And your field work will ready.
Resource, card, ready to the field work. You ever think about doing like a Home Alone style scenario where you just have to like, you're getting chased by something the entire time and you have to just like last until your parents come
in your
home?
house from the gathering.
That's right. Absolutely right. Okay, before we get to the bad stuff, hey, I need to know, is there any one instance, can you tell me one instance of something that you've done with this game that you would do differently if you could?
It's hard to say because a lot of those times when there's like, something that I might have done differently, it's like a 49% to 51% sort of thing where both options are fine and maybe I would have done something a little differently, but in the end it's not, I'm trying not to stress out about it because it ended up fine anyway.
That sounds like a very good psychological
it helps.
method that you have, yes.
Yeah, I think probably one of the biggest things is I might have maybe put some of the keywords that appeared in the Dunwich cycle into the rules reference had I thought of them at the time.
Nice.
But I didn't, so I couldn't.
Hey, that's a fine thing if that's the only thing on your list. Good for you.
Because keywords like exile, I'm just gonna have to keep reprinting that rule anytime exile appears forever until the end of time.
That's a bummer. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see how this is gonna go bad for us, shall we?
Let's find out. So me first. Obscuring fog. That's actually totally fine.
Yeah.
It increases the shroud. I'm out of there. Here's yours.
Thanks. Chill from below. Revelation. Test head of 3. For each point you fail, you must discard 1 card at random from your hand. For each card you cannot discard, take 1 damage.
That's one of the newer cards.
And I could statue this if I wanted to, right?
Yeah, if you wanted to.
I don't. I just want you to know that I could, but I'm choosing to trust the bag.
So now when you get the auto fail, it's your fault.
I will trust the bag. Always trust the bag.
Never trust the bag.
Here we go. 3. -4.
There you go.
You know what? This brings up a great point. Because I learned a new rule,
What's the point?
I learned a new rule just, we'd been playing this for a while and definitely thought we could go into negatives.
Oh, sure. No, you can't.
But we can't. So I only lose 3 cards.
Right, yeah. Basically, the difficulty of whatever test you're doing is always like the cap of the worst that can happen.
It's essentially an entire turn's worth of drawing coming out of my hand now, so that's no big deal.
Yeah, that's not great.
I mean, who cares? Pick me 1 to keep.
Is there 1 good card in your hand?
Yeah, there's 1 good one.
Okay, I will leave the good one for you.
All the rest of them, the deck builder, it was just like throwing garbage in there.
I might have actually done that. I don't know
they're all great. I would have liked to have gotten hyper awareness on the board, but as it is, I'll keep this one, which is a fine card.
Cool.
All right, chill. So I was chilled from below.
Yes.
In the bathroom, which is quite thematic, I've got to say, Matt. Thank you very much for that opportunity.
So the goal is we have to get to the guest hall now. But we both have to be in there.
Okay.
So one of us is going to have to move in there and just hang out there. While the other one moves in and then we can immediately advance.
I'm happy to get out of the bathroom as soon as possible. Personally.
Why don't I go into the guest hall and hang out there and then you can move into the guest hall and advance us.
Okay. And maybe you think I should draw some cards before I get there? I only have one.
That's up to you. You can't draw here, so you'd have to draw here.
This is a real jerk move, by the way.
Right, because that's the choke point.
Because that's where you want to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah.
If you're gonna draw cards, why don't you do the? Why don't you go?
How about I draw
then?
twice and move?
Draw twice and then move.
Or you never say that actually. I learned that in Netrunner too. You draw once,
and then you see what happens. Yeah.
And if it's a great card and you don't need any more,
or if it's a weakness,
I'll draw one more time. Okay, great, and then I'll move.
Cool. So it's worth noting there are no clues here, obviously, but you technically could still take a free investigate action if you had a card in hand that, say, let you investigate.
Does that count for things like burglary?
Yeah, so burglary.
Okay.
Granted, that's not in her deck, but there's another card in there that would work.
Very cool. I understand.
Cool.
I'm staring at it right now. I just don't have the other piece of it.
Gotcha. All right, so my turn. I will move into the guest hall. I will spend the 6 clues on both of us.
All right, here you go.
All right.
Seeker doing all the hard work as usual.
Yeah. I've got shriveling. All right, so this is a new act here.
Okay. Bring it on.
The layout of your home is vastly different from its usual structure. Somehow your guest hall seems to have looped around on itself and you're stuck with no way to enter the main hallway near the front of the house. You notice that the wall between the guest bedroom and the bathroom is rotted and stained with what appears to be old blood. With no other way to proceed, you have no choice but to bust through the weak, rotted wall. Put into play the set-aside hole-in-the-wall location.
Nice.
Here's a hole in my wall.
There's a hole in the wall.
Yeah, with flavor text, I need this like I need a hole in my wall. Choose an investigator in the guest hall. The chosen investigator immediately moves to the hole in the wall and reveals it. Then he or she must test willpower 4. For each point the investigator fails by, he or she must discard a random card from his or her hand.
I see a theme.
Yeah, it's almost like
we're going to old intrigue challenge Newman over here. Okay, right. So let's think about this.
I've got the higher willpower, and I also still have 2 actions left. So
you should probably just stay there then. That's what you're getting at, right?
Do it?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, I'll do it.
Get through there. I'm certainly not the type to bust through the hole in the wall.
Immediately move to the hole in the wall and reveal it. Flip it over. What do you know? It's the hallway from the original scenario.
Whoa.
Forrest, after you reveal this location, put the set-aside attic, cellar, and parlor locations into play. So we already have the cellar. Here's the attic. Here's the parlor. Is this off the camera? Is this fine?
Here, we'll just move some stuff out. We'll keep it tidy. We got that nice... These probably won't matter too much, right?
We'll see.
I was just trying to mine you for some good info here.
All right, so now I'm going to test willpower 4, and for each point I fail by, I'm going to lose a card. I want to like commit this guts.
Yeah.
And
that's right. In the bag?
Hopefully.
No string?
Hopefully this will work. I'll either come out of this with an additional card or with a lot less cards.
It's just a skull.
Oh, that's fine.
Minus X. X is ghouls. No, wait, there is one ghoul.
Not at our location.
Not at our location.
Yeah.
Okay. Who would possibly be? Yeah. Okay. You stacking ghouls on their location. What kind of a fool does that?
So, well, someone who's getting attacked by ghouls. So that goes away.
There is that.
And now we have Act 2, the barrier, which is back to the original story.
Okay. Yeah.
So now we've got the glowing barrier in the parlor. It's blocking our exit. We need to get, again, 6 clues, bring them to the hallway at the end of the round.
Okay, so it looks like we're going to be doing a similar kind of shimmy here, shimmy there, get the clues to the parlor.
Yeah, if you want to do it that way, or we could double down on one location, and because these ones are a little tougher than these ones were. Okay.
Well, do you have one more action?
Yeah, no, I actually have 2 more actions because this move
it forced
was
you,
part of the, so I could either move to the attic, or I could move to the cellar and fight this guy.
Can you kill the ghoul?
Not this turn.
You don't want to just be hanging out there
maybe
with
I'll
ghoul,
just
right?
prepare. Maybe I'll just prep. That's what I'll do.
Ah, yes.
So I'm going to play a new spell.
Sounds like a purple character.
I'm going to spend 2 and I'm going to play Mists of Relay. 4 charges. This is the evasion spell. I can spend a charge to evade using my willpower instead of my agility, and if I succeed, after evading the chosen enemy, I can move for free.
Tell me this: how do you approach what's the Mystics? Is the Mystics what they're called?
Yeah.
How do you approach the Mystics in a way that they don't just basically tread all over the other class's strengths?
I think the hardest thing about them is if they don't get their tools, then they have lower, I guess the best way of describing it is like offensive stats.
Okay.
Stats that are like, I need to do this to win, you know?
Yeah.
So they have a less aggressive play style in the beginning where they have to get set up. Once they're set up, they're really good.
Yeah.
They can like do whatever they need to do. To go back to the Netrunner analogy, it's kind of like shapers trying to build their rig.
Yeah.
Like once they have their rig set up, they're really good. So they're a little weaker in the early game, and they're a lot stronger in the late game.
They're the mid to late game class.
Yeah.
Cool. That's very cool. And it's cool because they can kind of build to whatever is lacking in the party.
Right.
Which
as long as you build your deck that way. Yeah. They're also like the risk takers. Because they have all the, when you draw a bad symbol, something mega bad happens, or draw a card from the encounter deck to discover clues, stuff like that.
Is mega bad an official development term, or is that...
No, that's a Matt Newman original.
Are you done, Father Mateo? You got one more?
I still have one more action, but I think I'm going to
go to the attic?
No, I'm going to let you explore.
Hey, thanks. Okay, so that's you.
Yep.
Felt like we just went around the house, but that was actually the turn. Enemies. Any ghoul movement?
Not yet.
Not going to do anything?
Nope.
And draw a card, gain a resource.
Yep.
Flip anything that needs to be flipped.
And we get a Doom, which is going to flip this.
Oh, I feel like I know where that's going to go.
Yep. Your house continues to change before your very eyes. The walls have decayed and the ground in many rooms has turned into dirt. It's almost as if you've been transported somewhere else entirely. Although every now and again you recognize elements of your former home. The lead investigator must decide. Choose one. Either each investigator discards a random card from his or her hand, or the lead investigator takes 2 horror. I'll go ahead and take the horror. Now that you've said that. No, I'll go ahead and take the horror because I'm sitting pretty at 8 sanity and I have a holy rosary too. So
bring it on.
Boom.
Easy peasy.
Easy.
You're
it's
a priest.
Still the first scenario.
You were trained for
it's
this.
Still, okay.
You were trained for this.
Also,
you're playing with experts.
Right.
Let's not forget we're professional.
Are we?
Arkham players. Well, you truly are. You're getting paid for it, and I'm just playing one on TV.
I got some rotting remains, so I'm going to test my willpower. But my willpower is good.
Just when you said like you had plenty to spare, is generally when those cards start coming out.
Now it's going to be the next 3 cards I draw.
100%.
Guaranteed. Oh my, that's actually not terrible, but it's not great. I'm going to take 2.
You take
no,
2?
I'm sorry. I take 1 because I have the Holy Rosary.
Yeah, good.
So I'm at 5.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
That's fine.
Not a problem.
That's fine.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
We save right before all hell breaks loose.
I have a corpse-hungry ghoul who
go.
is spawning in the bedroom. There with the obscuring fog. So this is fortunate. They're kind of like ghoul brothers here on the opposite sides of the spectrum.
Ghoul brothers. That guy is Hunter, though.
Yeah, so
he's going to chase
bad.
after us eventually.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you can evade him with your miss, right?
Yes, and you can evade him with your feet.
You can also shrivel him, too. So we've got options. Shall we did all the bad stuff, right?
Yeah.
All right, shall we talk through this thing?
Yeah, so how do we want to proceed?
Well, we gotta check out the attic. Are we gonna ignore this ghoul forever? This icy ghoul?
I say,
or do you want to go ace him?
I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna fight him. I might not kill him, but I'm gonna try.
Why don't you do that first and I'll kind of see how that turns out before I make my decisions.
All right, sounds good.
That might affect how close I want to get to you, ultimately.
So I move to the cellar. And remember, there's 2 different cellars and 2 different attics, so we don't know which one.
Can you read me the flavor text on it?
Yeah. The stairs leading down to your cellar are slick, and they glisten with a thin layer of ice.
Well, it's perfectly thematic.
Right.
There's an icy ghoul down there, of course.
All right, so we got the new cellar.
Okay.
2 shroud, only 1 clue per investigator, so 2 clues. Forced, after you reveal the cellar, put the set-aside deep below your house location into play.
Okay.
So there's
we set it
a
aside?
new location here,
There it is.
deep below your house. Your cellar seems to have been replaced with an underground network of icy tunnels and caverns. The tunnels continue for miles, deeper and deeper beneath the surface.
That's so cool.
And this location says, The tunnels extend for miles in every direction. Everywhere you look, strange canine creatures skitter on all fours in the distance, scrambling from one shadow to the next.
Aside from the canines, that's actually one of my childhood dreams.
Oh, like a basement that
like
just
in a
keeps
good
going
way.
forever?
Like it's like you just stumble upon this thing and then you're just in the middle of this fantastical passageway that you had no idea existed. The canines I could do without though.
Right, the ghouls. Yeah,
that's not ideal.
So this guy automatically engages me, and I'm going to fight him. So
yeah, you were ready for that.
Shriveling number 1. It's
now,
4 to 3.
Hey, let me lay this on you.
Yeah.
This is something that I found as well, teaching players how to play, oftentimes thinking that they need to take a fight action and then still take a secondary fight with the card. So it would cost 2 actions to fight with shriveling.
Right. Yeah, it's because the bold fight word means this is a fight action.
Yeah.
Like this in and of itself, it is a fight action.
Yeah, it makes perfect
but
sense.
It's pretty easy, I think, to misunderstand that aspect of it. Yeah, I can see that.
Does it disappoint you? Does it make you feel less excited about?
No, it's fine.
Game development?
No. Playing a game wrong the first time is like a time-honored tradition.
That's right.
Of gaming.
And playing
I do it with
Arkham
pretty much
wrong
every game I play. So
playing Arkham wrong every time is a time-honored tradition for me. So we're on the same page.
Yeah.
We'll shrivel on, Matt.
Yeah. Let's do it. Or the meme of I beat the scenario on the first try. Can't tell if it's easy or if I played it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do. You get to the end and you're like, I don't know. Did we do something wrong?
So -1, which
for
is
the ghouls at your location
fine.
is 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's fine. You still
I
shriveled.
did 2 damage, but because I pulled a skull, I'm going to take 1 horror from shriveling.
Oh man, it's starting to happen now.
Mm-hmm. It's going on. So actually, for my second shrivel, 3rd action, I'm going to commit fearless and try to get rid of 1 of those horror.
If it's successful, heal a horror. Okay, easy enough. Yeah.
And it was my luck this game has been outstanding because that's exactly what I needed.
That's what you needed.
Boom.
All right, heal the horror, kill the ghoul.
He's dead.
And that goes to our victory display?
Indeed, he does.
So next filming session, we'll have 1 experience.
Next filming session. Yeah.
Excellent.
Next time you guys are in town, we'll continue where we left off. There'll be 3 new products by then, but it's fine. We'll just keep going.
All right, Mateo, done.
Yes.
Now, see.
So you could follow me down here if you want.
Yeah, of course.
Or you could go up there.
Or we can go to the attic.
It's up to you.
I feel like this is the decision in the game that is either going to work out poorly or not, basically. I don't know that it works out well,
right?
But I know that the attic could have untold horrors, and I could be stumbling right into them.
Yeah.
What do you think? You're lead investigator. I'm looking to you for counsel.
I could see either one.
You also might also know exactly what is going to happen whenever I go to the attic.
Well, again, 2 different versions.
Two attics.
I know what the 2
attic.
possibilities are, but
okay. This is no problem. I'm going to go to the attic.
Okay,
let's spice things up.
Sure.
All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move. First action, move.
Okay.
Not triggering anything, everything's fine.
Cool.
Second action, I'm going to move to the attic. And I'm going to read it for you before I flip it over. The smell of rotten meat assaults your nostrils as you approach the attic stairs. Someone probably just left the fridge open. 1 shroud, 2 clues per investigator. So I hit the money pot here.
Yep.
Excellent.
Oh, you got it.
I've got them. They will soon be back on my side of the board. After you're into the attic, take 1 horror.
That's not moving to the 1 shroud location.
It's not a problem. Now I'm going to trigger some things, man. I'm going to make this happen. So I get a free investigate action after I move to a location. So I'm going to do that. If you would hand me the bag.
Do you want to do your field work first or no?
I don't need that. Okay. I mean, I guess I may as well.
You don't need it, but yeah.
I guess I may as well.
Yeah.
So I'm at a 4 + 2 for field work. 6. I don't need the statue. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Tablet, -2. So I succeed. I'll take a clue. So that was a free action, and now I have my 3rd action. Let me see if there's any special things that I might want to do here. I am going to play a fast magnifying glass. Whoosh. Investigating harder than ever. And then I want to show off a little bit. I'm not going to yet. Not yet.
Not yet, okay.
And then my last action, I'm going to investigate. So I have
Next
4
turn he's going to show off.
+1 for the magnifying glass. So I've got 5 against a 1. There's no way this could go wrong.
Why would you say that out loud with your words?
We've been having such good luck. I feel like it will only
We have
continue.
been having pretty outstanding luck.
Minus X is 0.
Yeah.
Let me take that clue
We picked
there.
an easy scenario.
And there we go. We did it.
All right.
Done.
Awesome.
It's not always about struggling in the game of Arkham. Sometimes it's about friendship.
Which is this game about?
It's friendship.
Okay, all right.
So far.
So far.
Although the struggle phase is at any moment. If you want to go there, I'm happy to do it.
We're fine.
All right.
Card and resource.
Oh, wait, we need a hunt. We need our ghoul.
Oh, yeah,
to
that's right.
chase us
He's going to
down.
move into the guest hall.
All right. He can't draw cards
He's
in
on
there.
his way over.
He's got to be careful.
You get your card?
Draw and... Oh, weakness.
Uh-oh.
Put it into play in my threat area. Call of the Unknown. At the beginning of my turn, choose a location other than my location. When it ends, if I did not successfully investigate the chosen location this turn, I take 2 horror and shuffle this back into my deck. Excellent.
So we got to remember that.
That's
for
fine.
your next turn.
Everything's fine.
All right. Here's your card. Oh, and here's a Doom.
Did you take your card?
No, I didn't. Chill from below.
You've got
Yeah,
heads
should
though.
be fine. I'll just take it. See what happens.
I like where this is going.
Got the auto fail emblazoned right on the bag. So
That's why we're doing so well. Ultimately.
I'm fine.
Yeah, you're fine. 4 minus 2
yeah.
plus
5
1.
minus 2. Yeah.
So you're totally fine.
Booyah. Here's yours.
There's a lot of cards in that encounter deck, and we've seen a lot of similar ones, so I know that there's things waiting.
There might be some new ones in there.
The Zealot Seal.
There's one of the new ones.
I have 3 cards. This is very great, because I just read the opening. Each investigator with 3 or fewer cards in hand must take 1 damage and 1 horror. Each investigator with 4 or more cards tests 2 willpower. Each investigator who fails must discard 2 cards at random from hand. Nice. Okay,
I've got 5 cards, so I'm going to test.
I take a damage and a horror.
But I'm fine.
And you're totally fine. I see how this works.
Cool.
And that's gone. And
Alrighty.
we've done all the bad things.
Cool.
So now back to the turns. And when
You were
my
gonna-
turn starts,
I
have
believe
to
you
do-
were going to show off.
I have to do the weird
I'm excited
stuff.
for your show off right after you pulled your weakness.
Now, okay, so we could do a hot swap here. Now I could Call of the Unknown this location, and I could then move over there and get those 2 clues.
Absolutely, yeah, that could be what you do. And it's worth noting, it doesn't have to be a location that has clues on it. You could pick the hallway just to do it, although I think your plan was better. Obviously.
Do you like that plan?
Yeah, I think so. Because I can just go here.
Yeah,
and
there
go
you
deeper
go.
into the-
But we
yeah.
got to get the victory here.
Do
What
we?
about our future games?
What about our future games?
All right, let's do that then. Why don't if you're gonna do the unknown,
You
why
want me
don't
to
you
do
go
the unknown first?
Yeah, that's the rule that we have is
Ask me
unknown
to do
first.
the unknown first.
Just
kidding. All right,
just
here we
using
go.
my thinking brain.
It's the ghoul pits.
So you see, this is exactly what I'm talking about.
See, this is why I kicked you in there. Forced. After you reveal ghoul pits, test agility 3. For each point you fail by, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a copy of Swarm of Rats and draw it. Shuffle the encounter deck.
Okay.
These pits seem to be the creature's lairs. They are ice cold and filled with the decaying remains of humans and other animals. And it's 4 shroud as well.
Nice. Okay.
So my agility is not great, and I actually have basically nothing to boost it. So
Good luck.
Here's hoping I don't get buried in rats.
Do a great job.
I'm actually fine. All right. No rats.
Surprised.
I know.
surprised.
I was really waiting for 3 rats to come out of nowhere.
We're just taking a stroll through the weird twisty house here.
Yeah,
Everything's fine.
Jinx.
Everything's fine.
So I still have 2 more actions. So I will, you know what, my investigating is not very good, so I will go ahead and just play Drawn to the Flame. Shout out to Frank and Peter.
Yeah.
And draw 1 encounter card and discover 2 clues. Of course, it's the Flesh Eater, which spawns in the attic right on top of you.
Wait, is that me?
Yes.
You.
It spawns right on top of you.
Why would you do that?
I didn't know.
This is a 4/4/1. This is like a real creature I've got to deal with here.
At least it's really easy to evade.
That's true.
So you're actually the best person to get that. Well, actually,
I'm glad.
maybe not.
Thanks for letting me know.
I mean, it does ruin your plans quite a bit.
Okay, so hold on.
So I moved. I played Drawn to the Flame. Did I do anything else? Is that it?
That was it.
I still have 1 more. I guess I could start moving back.
Oh, we need clues on
you know
that,
what?
maybe.
Why don't I make your turn a little easier?
Yeah, could you give me an extra action or something?
Oh no, I can't. If I play this, I'll lose one of my other spells. I only have 2 spells.
We've still got Mateo's blessing in the bag too.
That's right. Yeah, that's totally true. I'll start heading back.
Okay.
I
you did dig. I put him back on there
I'm
because I thought we'd missed
where did
it.
those clues come from?
That's what you're drawn to the flame was about, of course.
It's all good.
So wait,
That was the cost of the flesh eater.
How close are we to clue time?
Clue time.
Clue
time.
Clue
we only
time.
need 2 more. So if you want to come over here and grab these 2, that would be the 2 that we need.
Man, this was almost just an incredible turn.
It might still be.
But the flesh eater. But alas.
So if you evade, you can evade, move, and you can still get your free investigate.
Yeah.
But only if you succeed at all of that stuff.
I'm naturally going to do that. So let's start with Call of the Unknown. At the beginning of my turn, choose a location. I'm going to choose this one.
Okay.
We're sticking with the plan.
Stick with the plan.
Because sometimes that's really what you have. So my first action is the flesh eater.
Field work is ready right now, right?
It is ready.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Sloppy board. Hand me that bag, would you?
Here you go.
All right, so I've got a 4. Let me see if I want to pump it with anything. Don't have anything that I want to use / can use. I told you about the bag man. Getting into the bag. Stereotype of people. +1. Wow. Easy. I'm a guy that really likes to explore the bag there. All right, Flesh Eater is sat down.
Yep.
Now, just to be a little fancy, because I can, I'm going to work the hunch right in front of him.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to pay 2, work that hunch, found a little hidden door, and discover 1 clue immediately at my location.
Nice.
Now, see,
this guy's...
if you could just imagine if the Flesh Eater wasn't there, I could work the hunch, discover the clue, move, and then still get to the cellar.
Right, and still investigate.
Investigate.
Yeah.
Well, that would have been cool.
You still can, because working a hunch is fast.
Oh my gosh, it totally is. So evade, move.
Yeah.
Awesome. I just could have done it, I guess, harder. Move as the second action. No triggers to worry about.
Yep.
And then move as the third action. That's going to trigger field work. And that's going to give me a free investigate action, which is just bananas.
And I'm with you, but I don't think you need my help because you're at 7 intellect.
Conceptually with me or physically?
Both.
Like with the plan?
Both.
Okay,
that's good. I'm both on board with the plan and also in your location.
That's why we're succeeding.
Right.
Teams. Okay, we've got the tome.
Nice.
What is this, a gravestone? What is
it's like a stone tablet.
Yeah. -2, if there's a ghoul enemy, there is not. -2 against my 6, 7 is not a problem. So I get that free investigate. That's great. Man, what an ability.
She's really
get
powerful.
a free investigate?
Yeah. I mean, it's like a free action every round, but it's a specific action, right?
It's tied to the thing that
and it's also tied to
do.
another condition of you having had to move first.
It's true.
So it's not as good. So like Rex is a character who's really good at holding up in one place and finding all the clues in it.
Yeah.
And Ursula is like the opposite. She's really good at running around and finding all the clues.
Which is great for these one-shroud locations you keep throwing at me.
Right.
So we did that. So now we have Hunter.
Right. So that guy's going to move into the hallway.
And this guy's going to stand up.
Yep.
All right.
And that's it. Upkeep, everything readies.
All right, ready.
Get a card and a
Get
resource.
my card, grab a resource. Excellent. Everything's looking fine so far.
I drew all my spells. Right after saying that the weakness of Mystic is having to draw into your spells, I drew all of them.
Well, you know, if
but
you're
I can't
lucky,
play them all.
It works. Magic is good if you're lucky.
Speaking of Doom.
Doom.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Sorry, mine first.
Yeah, you can go first.
Oh, good. I'm frozen in fear.
How does that go?
So the first time I fight, move, or evade each round, it costs an additional action.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Swarm of rats.
Oh, good. You can get the rats.
Yeah, there they are.
Yeah.
113. That's not a problem.
Yeah, they're fine.
Are you're not going to waste a shrivel on those, are you?
Probably not.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I mean,
I can just kind of punch at them.
Well,
I've got a 1.
Your punching is really
Literally
bad.
have a 1.
You're actually liable to fail to kill rats.
I could punch at them with the grotesque. What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
I'm saying you're a bad rat puncher. Yeah, I could probably kill her. I might actually. No, I'll save the shriveling. That's silly.
Yeah, don't shrivel.
Or you could also just run away from the rats, although that's not great because they're a hunter.
Yeah, just like take the damage and move.
No, I was thinking evade them.
Evade them at a 3?
You're 4.
That's only mildly better than my punch.
You might as well punch.
I might as well punch.
Well, let's see. Hold on, because all right. So we just need to get to the hallway, and at the end of the round, this will advance.
Okay.
So I'm gonna leave you to fend for yourself.
All right. That sounds like a good plan.
All right.
My
That way,
plan.
I can try to kill the corpse-hungry ghoul.
Okay. That's a shriveling target if I've ever seen one.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that guy's not Hunter, so he's not. He's gonna stay in the attic.
Yeah. Just a flesh eater. He's actually in a very fleshy location, so I'm sure he's quite happy.
It's a weird sentence.
Yeah.
Although I just realized moving cost me an additional action, so I'll only be able to hit him once.
Oh yeah, bummer.
So he's gonna actually still be engaged.
Because you're frozen in fear. What happened? You've got a rosary and all your spells,
You know
and
what?
you're scared?
Well, I'm not scared. If I shrivel him, he'll take 2 damage and he'll still be alive, and then he'll hit me for 2 and 2, which is a lot.
That's
so I'm actually,
truck,
I'm gonna mist him instead.
Oh, there you go. The
Yeah.
tactical evade.
Right, exactly.
You're not running away,
I'm
you're
gonna
just
eventually kill him,
being smart.
but for now, I just want to not take damage. So can I get the bag?
You can get the bag.
Let's do this.
It's fresh with
So
no string
6
pulled.
to 3. 6 to 3.
It's wide open.
6 to 3 sounds good.
Easy.
This is when everything falls apart.
No.
No, I'm fine.
No.
Okay.
You
cool.
got that 0 in your palm, I
I
think.
know, right?
All right, so everything there is
that's
fine.
That's the trick.
Investigated. Cheating. Everything's cool.
Yeah, everything's fine.
You want me to flip you
and
there?
then at the end of my turn, I have to test my willpower to not be frozen in fear anymore. And I got it.
All right, that was easy.
Yeah.
So
Benefit to being a mystic.
this is where this Call of the Unknown becomes a real pain.
Yes, indeed.
Should I? Oh wait, I can't get into the parlor yet. So we just need to get here and advance it. You want to do that right now? Should I get this clue first?
I would say for Call of the Unknown, I would name the hallway, even though there's no clues there.
I could also just take 2 horror and shuffle it in.
That's true. You could tank the horror. Like, that would be fine, too. You've got a lot of cards left in your deck.
I think I'm going to do that.
Okay.
I like that. I like the idea of tanking something. All right, so I'm going to declare this.
All right.
Just to make it, no, this. We'll just declare the parlor in case something weird happens and maybe I can get in there right at the very end. So first I'm going to move.
Okay.
Then you want to turn some clues in? Can we do that?
We got to do it at the end of the round. So you're going to have to sit in the hallway.
Second action, I'm going to draw. Yes. And third action, let's draw again. Okay, done.
All right.
And now I'm going to, in my turn, I didn't successfully investigate, so this goes back into my deck and I take 2 horror. Call of the Unknown, I didn't achieve.
You did
my
not. You
desire.
did not.
Trying to flip that over. It's really funny.
You were beckoned by the Call of the Unknown, but you ignored it.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
But it was my choice.
Right.
It's my choice.
This guy's gonna get back up again, but I will take him.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right.
So card and a resource.
Card and resource.
And then immediately after the card and the resource, we can spend our clues. So
Okay.
once again, I have 2 and you have 4.
Card, resource. Yeah, well, like I said, doing the hard work.
Yeah, pat yourself on the back.
Seekers got to seek.
And we can advance. So
going to the final act.
yeah, so this should be familiar. The barrier blocking passage into the parlor has vanished. We reveal the parlor. We put Lita Chantler in the parlor. And we put the Ghoul Priest in the hallway, which means either one of us can engage him. Shall it be me again?
Are you going to engage him? There's no way.
I think, I'm at 6 combat and 5 and 5. So.
I've had the Swarm of Rats on me the whole time, man.
Oh, did you?
I was supposed to take 2 more
You were
damage.
supposed to
'cause I was
evade
just
him.
Sitting there drawing. I should have punched him. Dang it.
It would have been 4 damage. 3
Yeah.
for the 3 actions and then 1 for the enemy phase. He would have attacked you.
Gosh.
I mean, you would have evaded him had you remembered.
No, I would have remembered that I had a Swarm of Rats on me.
Uh-huh.
I feel like that's the rat's greatest strength. You know, they spawn on you, and then you're like, I'll take care of that later, and then they're gnawing on you.
That's 4 embarrassment damage.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's
All right, I'll take the
damage
Ghoul
I
Priest
like.
now that you're like almost dead.
I say, Matt, here's what I say.
Yeah.
I say we don't close this up so that anybody watching doesn't see the final conclusion of what we're doing.
Yeah.
How does that sound to you?
That sounds fine to me.
Awesome, man. Well, so tell us, the final wrap up here is, when it comes to the Forgotten Age, what is it that you want players to feel as they're moving through this set of not only this box, but then we have 6 Mythos packs.
Right, another
to
full
explore.
8 scenario cycle.
So to give you a little context, in Dunwich, I felt like I was basically under attack by evil things, and I was having to essentially fight them in a, it was kind of like the kind of wholesome fighting against evil kind of thing.
Right.
In Carcosa, I felt like I had no idea where anything was, and I was basically confused and scared the entire time. Just uncomfortable. Right. I was just uncomfortable. It was awkward at all times. So how should we feel whenever Forgotten Age is being played?
So Forgotten Age, it's scary, but it's also got this sense of wonder and amazement, of the sense of discovery that we're exploring these ruins and we're finding out information that like no one was meant to ever see. So I kind of want to instill this sense of grandeur and like, the world is bigger than we ever thought possible, that kind of thing.
That's incredible.
Cool.
And I can take that with me, not only from the Arkham board, then apply it to the rest of my life, where everything is truly more grand than I'm giving it credit for.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Matt. This has been awesome. Thanks for a look at Forgotten Age and this sweet Return of the Night of the Zealot.
Yeah, man.
Upgraded. This is bigger than I thought it was.
Oh yeah, that box is nice. I mean, it can fit a full campaign's worth of encounter cards.
And you've taken this on airplanes. And it's relatively fine.
I took it on an airplane. It got pretty banged up.
Just beautiful. So we've got this product coming out, or it's already out. If you're watching this a little later, Forgotten Age is coming out, or already out. And we continue our journey through Arkham with Matt Newman, designer, doing a great job. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Until next time, keep playing. That was incredible. I think we did really well, actually.
I would say so.
Yeah.
If you like this kind of content and want to see more of it, grab a subscription for any of the Arkham products that you want to get automatically without having to fuss with pre-orders and keeping up with the releases.
Important to note, Return of the Night of the Zealot and all of those upgrade expansions will be shipping through our supplement subscription. So if you want those products, hop on board. Thank you guys so much for watching. We got more Arkham coming.